Okay, we start in Snapseed, where we crop the photograph. I'm just going to waffle and wing this, so there'll be a lot of umming and erring probably, but anyway, here we go. So first of all, I went in from the sides, and then I decided I'd get rid of the bit at the bottom, so I went back in again. And brought it up. Noticed a little thing on your shoulder, so I decided to get rid of it. So I went into an app called Touch Retouch after saving. Oh, first of all, I tried to do a face enhancement, but the Snapseed couldn't find your face, which was really poor. Poor work, really. I could find a face in that photograph, I think. Anyway, after saving this, I noticed something on your shoulder, so I went into an app called Touch Retouch. Zoomed in on it. Well, I'm ahead of myself. Here we go. And got my object removal tool, but then it zoomed out again on me. These things are very fiddly. And hit go, and it goes. There we are. So save that. Right. Next in iColorama, I'm doing some preparing your face for, I'm simplifying it and smoothing things down, and then I decide I'm going to brighten up your eyes. So at this stage, I decide, first of all, I'm going to brighten them up. And then I'm going to have to do a mask. And this looks absolutely terrible because I'm sitting on the sofa with using my finger on it instead of my stylus, and the results with my finger are somewhat clumsy. So I interrupt the recording and go off to get the stylus. So you'll see this messing around for a while. Oh boy, you can't see what you're doing when your finger's over it, you see. And then, it's just horrible. So I decided to go and get the stylus. Oh, look at that, messed up again. It's very fiddly making masks. Takes a lot of a steady hand. But having created a rough mask, that you can use other tools to refine them, and there we are. We see, believe it or not, this is me working with the stylus now. Once I think I've got something to work with, I export the mask, and then unload it. You'll see the screen going light again. And then I go into the edit menu and then import the mask that I've made. There it is. And flow it, simplify it. And notice there when I was simplifying, it shrank a wee bit, so then I do coherence, which is another smoothing mechanism, and yes, I inverted it so that the mask then affects the area, but you can invert it anyway, but I like to have them working in a predictable manner. So I go back to the photograph as it was, load your eyes, and then, where is it? Exposure, I lighten it up, but nothing too dramatic. And as you can see, the mask is working okay without being obvious. Oh, now I do something. I try to do some coherence on the whole thing, and I forgot that I got the mask loaded, and I had to unload the mask. You'll see the mask thing appearing. Oh, does it? Anyway, there. Oh no, I'd unloaded the mask, and I did a wee bit, added a wee bit of, put a bit of colour in your cheeks, but not too much. And I think that's pretty well all I did before heading off. Oh, I created an outline which I didn't end up using. And then save the face, and off we go to a thing called Trace, which displays sideways on this. So I load your face in, choose a preset, a style of. What this does is this color, it's called, the thing. It creates this sort of a thing, an image that you're supposed to color. But I just take them into iColorama. I don't go bother with the crayons. And I load in your lined face, and using Painterly, I make the lines a little bit finer, and I flowed them. And what else did I do? I can't remember at the moment. Oh, I blurred them as well. That sort of helps smooth out kinks and things in it. Now, go to a thing called Flat, and down to preset 20, which makes quite a dramatic change. It throws in colours. I don't know how it does it, what rules it has for what colour it puts where, but it's one of the great mysteries. But then you can go, I've gone and simplified the image and flowed it, and coherence 2 emphasizes the edges, and raise it, yes. And I go to preset 4, and that sort of gives it a sort of soft raise, a curved raise, and then I think I raise it again, and then go back and use coherence 2 on the raised version. So it's getting more emphasis. And now I go to hue and experiment with the colors. I actually later went back, before sending it to you, I went back and rearranged the colors again. I wasn't happy with them. Save that. Now, what am I doing? Oh yes, I'm showing you the fractals I have prepared. I've prepared 5 fractals. And so back into iColorama, and we go to Presets, Compose, which is the one I was telling you. It's, as you can see, there's different patterns. There's white, there's a straight grey with stripes, and there's a crossword puzzle pattern. So what you do is you select a pattern, and then you import a photograph and you size it up. So that's one of the fractals there. Then I've done the jigsaw puzzle one, and I take another fractal and blow it up, increase the size. Actually, there's only 3 needed, but what I did was, if you mess with the threshold slider, it brings the other 2 ones into play. So I load fractals into them, and then that gives me a bit of a choice over how things end up. And then that one at the end with the diamonds in it, I need to get that, a fractal for that. I don't think I did much more readjusting actually after this. I saw that central black little swirly bit, and I put it into position, and I thought, hey, that looks okay as it is. So I pressed apply and went off to start enhancing it. Hue, choice of colors again. Yeah, I quite like that at that end of there. I checked as I went back and through, and the blue was too overwhelmingly blue, the green was too overwhelmingly green. You want something that has a sort of mixture of colors in it. So then back into the thing, style, where you can, I do most of my transformations in the style menu. Now here I loaded the lines as a mask and went in and lowered the exposure to bring out the lines of the pattern. I do quite a bit of adjustments. I don't know. It all gets very dark, so I decide to lighten it up, and then it gets too light, and then I twiddle, twiddle, twiddle. Preset 4, and then shadows to make the colors more rich. And then I think I went to channels, which makes the reds very hectic, so, but you can pull back on the opacity on that. Into the channels again. Why did I? Oh, I made the mistake. I didn't mean to go into channels. Coherence 2 again. There we are. I zoomed in a wee bit because I was going to add texture, a paper texture. And this is pretty well it. Save, and that's it.